The bright morning sun poured through the glass walls of the towering office building as Rowan Mercer quietly pushed his janitor's cart across the polished marble floor. Every morning began the same way. Before most employees arrived, he cleaned hallways, emptied trash bins, and polished windows while thinking about the little girl waiting for him at home. Since losing his wife 3 years earlier, every dollar he earned went toward raising his 8-year-old daughter, Nora. Life had become a constant battle between paying bills and giving his daughter the childhood she deserved. Yet Rowan never complained. He greeted everyone with a smile, believing that dignity came from how a person treated others, not from the title printed on a business card. That ordinary morning changed forever when the building's CEO, Vivian Cross, unexpectedly stepped into the quiet executive hallway. She was known throughout the city as a brilliant businesswoman who never showed emotion. Employees admired her success but feared her cold professionalism. Yet on that morning, Rowan noticed something no one else did. Behind her confident appearance was a face filled with exhaustion and worry. She looked around nervously before approaching him with an unusual request. She quietly explained that an aggressive investor, who refused to respect professional boundaries, kept insisting they were romantically involved. She needed someone trustworthy to stand beside her during a short meeting until security and legal staff arrived. She begged Rowan to pretend to be her boyfriend for only 7 minutes. Most people would have seen an opportunity to impress the wealthy CEO. Others might have accepted for selfish reasons. Rowan simply looked into her frightened eyes and recognized something familiar. It was the same fear he had felt the night he lost his wife and realized he would have to raise his daughter alone. Without asking for anything in return, he calmly agreed to help. As executives gathered in the conference lobby, whispers immediately spread. A janitor standing beside the CEO looked unbelievable. Some employees quietly laughed while others reached for their phones. The investor arrived with an arrogant smile, clearly expecting to intimidate Vivian once again. Instead, Rowan stood respectfully beside her, never pretending to be more important than he was. He never held her hand without permission or tried to make the situation uncomfortable. Instead, he simply remained calm, confident, and protective, creating enough distance for security officers to arrive. Within minutes, the investor realized his behavior was being watched, and the confrontation ended peacefully without a single argument. When the hallway finally became quiet again, Vivian thanked Rowan with tears forming in her eyes. She admitted that many powerful people had offered to protect her over the years, but few had shown genuine respect. Rowan had asked for nothing. He simply returned to his cleaning cart and continued working as though nothing extraordinary had happened. The story spread across the company before lunchtime. Employees who had ignored Rowan for years suddenly saw him differently. They realized the true character was revealed not by expensive suits or executive offices but by quiet acts of kindness performed when nobody expected applause. Later that afternoon, Vivian visited the maintenance department and learned about Rowan's life. She discovered he worked 2 jobs, slept only a few hours each night, and still volunteered every Saturday at a neighborhood food pantry because he believed every child deserved hope. She was deeply moved. For the first time in years, she understood that success meant very little if it wasn't used to help others. The following week, Vivian invited Rowan to her office not to reward him with charity, but to offer him a new opportunity. She had noticed his remarkable organizational skills, honesty, and leadership. She asked if he would consider training for a facilities management position. Rowan hesitated. He worried that accepting such a promotion might take time away from Nora. When Vivian learned about his concerns, she introduced flexible working hours and family-friendly policies that benefited not only Rowan but hundreds of employees throughout the company. Months passed, and the building slowly transformed. Employees smiled more often. Managers listened more carefully. The company began supporting local schools and single-parent families. Rowan's daughter, Nora, watched her father come home each evening with something she hadn't seen in years: hope. One sunny afternoon, the company hosted a community appreciation event in the courtyard. Instead of celebrating executives, Vivian invited Rowan onto the stage. Standing before hundreds of employees, she shared a simple truth. She explained that the company's greatest lesson had not come from a business seminar or financial report. It had come from a janitor who proved that integrity, compassion, and respect were stronger than wealth or power. Rowan accepted the recognition with humility. He reminded everyone that kindness costs nothing but can completely change someone's life. Looking into the crowd, he spotted Nora smiling proudly beside her teacher. In that moment, he realized his greatest achievement had never been earning a promotion. It had been showing his daughter what true courage looked like. If this story has touched your heart so far, please take a moment to like this video, share it with someone who believes in second chances, and subscribe to Heartwarming Tales so more inspiring stories can reach people who need hope today. Special request: tell us in the comments, what is one act of kindness that changed your life forever? As the golden afternoon sunlight filled the courtyard, Rowan and Nora walked home hand in hand, leaving behind the tall glass building that had once been only a workplace. It had become the place where one simple decision changed countless lives. Sometimes the world expects greatness from the rich and powerful. But every now and then, greatness quietly appears in the hands of an ordinary father carrying a janitor's cart, reminding us that the strongest hearts are often hidden behind the simplest uniforms. And that is why kindness will always be the most valuable thing anyone can give.